Stephanie Otey here with Vegas Insider to give you a little R&R. It's time to read and react to this week's episode of Great Dane Nation. What a good guest they had on this week. Eli freaking Manning. Ever hear of him? Morten has known him since he was a kid. Now look at them. One of them is in the Hall of Fame. Soon, the next one will be in just a few short years. This was a very fun interview. I had so much fun watching it. It's very funny. Eli actually has a great personality. You get to see that in this interview, just like you do in the ManningCast on Monday Night Football. Great interview, but I would like to get into some of my favorite parts. But before I do, make sure you guys check out the full interview right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube page. Head over to the Great Dane Nation playlist. You'll find the full interview there, as well as full interviews with Morten Andersen on the Great Dane Nation podcast. So let's jump right into this.
No iPads rule. Just say that's a little time where we can try to get together a little bit. My dad's there on his phone the whole time.
My dad is definitely not on his phone at the dinner table.
Or, I'm like, hey, just take a
My
little
dad
break,
forgets that his phone is with him half the time.
Let's dial in here a little bit. So I said, it should be you telling me that. It's not. It should be the son telling the dad to get off the phone.
He was kind enough to connect you and I, and you guys. He's a good texter, as opposed to your brother Peyton. So when I text Peyton, I usually get like an emoji back, like a thumbs up or one of these, like
yeah, okay.
That's about the extent of what I get from Peyton. I don't know, is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, same here. Anytime, I'm not even asking him a question. Just like I am asking him a question. I need like a yes or no, or hey, what time are you getting in tomorrow? I just get like the okay. I'm like, I don't know how to.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means exactly. So, well, and now I just get, so if he really has something to say, if it's too long to text and he has to actually use words or write a sentence or put a period somewhere, he doesn't text that anymore. He leaves a voice memo.
Oh, so voice memos. Oh gosh, no voice memos.
What he wants to say, but he doesn't actually have a conversation.
Voicemail is awful.
In it, he asks questions in the memo. So like sometimes I'm listening to it, I'll like answer it. I'll start answering like, yeah, well that's a good. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're not really talking to me. It's just a recording.
Okay, first of all, Morten calling out Peyton Manning in front of his brother. I don't know if I'd ever have the guts to do that. If someone doesn't get back to me, I don't know if I could call them out. But also, I don't notice when people don't respond to me because I think I'm that person that's very rarely getting back to people. It's horrible. It's just I get so busy, and then oftentimes you'll talk to them and you don't have to get back to the text message. But also, I think that my older sister would say the same thing about me. So I love how Eli is out there saying like, oh, I'm a great texter, and Morten vouches for him, but I think my own sister would say the same thing to me. So I feel for Peyton. It is tough, but the voice memos, come on, you don't need to give a voice memo. My dad will give voicemail. Both my parents do that. Fortunately, now you can like click into it and read the voicemail, or not. You can't do the voice memo, but man, like no one wants to sit and listen to a voice memo when you can just read it. Your phone actually can read it out loud to you. So come on, guys, let's keep up with the times here. But I think that's hysterical that Morten would call him out. But hey, I'm okay with the emojis. That's still a response. It's not leaving you hanging. More power to Peyton. While we're at it, let's pile on a little bit here with Peyton. Let's see what he's up to during the ManningCast on Monday Night Football.
Noticed on the ManningCast, I never saw you drinking any beverages. Okay, I certainly saw. I saw the Hennessy.
Wait, okay. When Eli gives his face when he's never drinking, I almost get a little suspicious. Is he actually not drinking? Eli kind of made it imply that, hey, maybe he's not just drinking water.
I saw that was nice. But Peyton had his little Yeti, his little cup. What's in that? Can you divulge what's in that? Is it an alcoholic beverage? Is it just a Gatorade? What we got going? What do you think?
I have a feeling there was a beer in there. He never completely revealed to me, but I know that he thinks a beer makes him funnier, and so I think that was the idea to maybe have one or two just to kind of loosen up a little bit, and so I just I couldn't do it. Just too late. I was had my water. I had to stay hydrated. Had to stay focused on the task.
I saw your tweet about Eagles fans
You know what? I'm actually surprised that Eli wasn't the one drinking and Peyton was, because I heard a story that back at Ole Miss, a friend of mine was working in town, and the Manning brothers come to town, and Peyton's there very serious when he's throwing, and Eli was the one wanting to go back to college days and party. In fact, apparently he loves Bud Light. So I'm actually very surprised that Peyton was the one who had a beer in his Yeti, and Eli was drinking water all night. I think they're both funny with or without alcohol, but I don't think I'd ever have the guts to drink when I'm on the broadcast. Before, during, after. I get you want to be funny, but I don't know. I guess, and that's also wild that it's Peyton who's the one who's very buttoned up, very serious, and he's the one who wanted to have a beer. I guess he wanted to loosen up. I have heard stories about friends of mine who, with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they'll take like a shot of tequila before they have their calendar shoot or something like that. It loosens you up, but I'm very surprised that Peyton is the one having a drink and not Eli. That's very surprising. Okay, so we already know that the Manning brothers are great on TV together. But what other combinations could these two get into? Well, Morten and Eli have some ideas.
All right, let me play what if with you here. So another brother combination to host this show. I'm just saying, if you guys get so big that can't do this, every week, we got to have a guest. We got to have a guest brother. So I'm going to throw some names at you. Okay. You pick. All right, the Watts brothers.
Watt brothers are great.
Kelsey brothers, the Gronks, the Harbaughs, the Longs, Rob and Rex Ryan.
There you go.
Michael and Martellus Bennett. Do you like any?
All of these brother duos have great personalities. I feel like they would all be great on TV. Can we just have a brotherly love show of NFL football? I mean, that would be awesome.
Any of those combos?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Kelsey brothers are both characters. Been around, but we had Travis on the show, but his brother, plays for the Eagles, is a character. So I think the center tight end combination is good and interesting. I think Gronk, get the Gronk brothers together. No telling what might have happened there.
There'll be some shots coming up for sure.
Yeah, a lot of shots. And then the Ryan brothers. That's two football minds, defensive minds, characters, high energy. So that would be good as well.
Yeah, you may. I mean, with the Gronks, you may even see a poll somewhere. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Okay, so I actually spent some time with the Gronkowski brothers during the Super Bowl back in Miami. They are a hoot, but I have to tell you, Eli won't be able to do that show sober. They all drink. Even their dad was there. Like, they party hard. I think that'd be a fun watch. The Titans, yes, the Kelsey brothers. I think that would be fun to have on. Yeah, I think they need to combine all of these brothers. That'd be a big show. Like, isn't there a sibling day or like a National Brother Day? They should do that for a little NFL reunion. I think that'd be a great watch. And then the Mannings could be, the grandfather of them all. I like this idea. I want to do this. I might have to ask my own brother if I could do one with him sometime, but I don't think it quite applies the same way. Speaking of brothers, Eli's brother Cooper has a son who has a big decision to make. If you're a college football fan like me, you've already heard the name Archie Manning. He's the top recruit in the 2023 class, so if you have a favorite school, you definitely want him choosing yours. So let's see what Uncle Eli has to say and whether or not he's making a push for his alma mater.
Or how badly do you want your nephew Arch now to follow in your step, Cooper's steps, your dad's step? I mean, and come and play for Ole Miss. I know you guys are playing it close to the vest, but right here on Great Dane Nation, let's break some news. Let's go, Eli.
I'll treat it just how my dad treated me when I was making my decision, and it all based on the kid and who he has a great relationship with, what coaches, what city and school where he feels he's going to be comfortable and can grow, can be the player he wants to be, can be the student he wants to be. And so it's all up to him and his feel, and we'll support him and whatever school he goes to, for those 4 years. If it's not Ole Miss, hey, I'll be a fan for a brief moment for those 4 years.
I did see him with an Ole Miss hat. I saw him with a Georgia hat on. I don't know what that means. Must have been a hat that was given to him just randomly. I'm not sure. Any comments on that?
Yeah, I think obviously, he's been to visits to Georgia and Alabama and Ole Miss and Texas. I mean, it's hard to go wrong if you pick one of those.
I hear you.
I figured Eli wouldn't say any names. You know, they want to keep this close to home. Don't want many people to get involved on the decision here. But there was one school there that wasn't mentioned. You know, I didn't hear many Big Ten schools. I do happen to know that Corey Dennis, the quarterbacks coach at Ohio State, has been in touch with Arch Manning. So that one's still on the table. You know, I'm not surprised that he's looking at SEC schools. He apparently has a short list of 4 teams: Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. Texas will soon be in the SEC. So I'm not surprised. I mean, who doesn't want to play for Nick Saban? Who doesn't want to compete in the SEC, the powerhouse of conferences? But you know, he hasn't marched some others off the list. And Ohio State has strong tradition too, just like Ole Miss. It will be hard to stray away from the strong family ties he has there. But like Eli says, it is a decision that all these guys have to make. What coaches do they connect with? What teams it's looking like. I do know Ohio State has some great receivers he can toss to. So it'll be interesting. But also, one thing that Eli didn't mention was NIL. That wasn't around when he played college football. It's a new part of the game now. It is changing things a lot. A name like Arch Manning is a name that will get you a lot of money in name, image, and likeness, especially in the Columbus market. So, you know, I think it'll be interesting to see what Arch ultimately decides come decision day next year. But we all know that the world will be watching. That's all for me right now, you guys. Make sure you stay tuned for more reactions, more interviews on the Great Dane Nation podcast right here at Vegas Insider. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, comment, let us know what you think. Do you have the same reactions as me? But that's all for me right now. Stephanie Otey here with Vegas Insider, and I will see you next time.